How does aperture affect focus stacking in Photoshop? Imagine capturing a scene where every detail is perfectly sharp from the closest leaf to the distant horizon. That's what focus stacking can do for your images. But how you set your camera's aperture plays a big part in making this happen smoothly. Aperture controls how much light enters your camera lens and how much of your scene is in focus in each shot. When you use a wide aperture, like f2.8 or f4, the depth of field is very shallow. That means only a small part of your subject will be sharp, and the rest might be blurry. This is great for focusing on a tiny detail or creating a blurred background, but for focus stacking, it means you need to take many more shots at different focus points. Each shot will focus on a different part of the scene, and later in Photoshop, you can combine them to get everything in focus. On the other hand, if you choose a smaller aperture like f16 or f22, the depth of field in each photo increases. More of your scene will be sharp in each shot, so you might need fewer images to cover the entire subject. But there is a catch. When you use very small apertures, diffraction can occur, which slightly softens your image overall. This means your photos might not be as sharp as you want, especially if you are aiming for high detail. For focus stacking in Photoshop, most photographers prefer a middle ground. They pick a moderate aperture, like f8 or f11, to keep each shot sharp enough while still having a shallow enough depth of field to requiring multiple images. This way, you can focus on different parts of your scene in each shot, then use Photoshop's auto-align layers and auto-blend layers tools to seamlessly combine them. The process involves shooting a series of images, each focused slightly closer or farther, covering the entire subject. When you bring these images into Photoshop, the software aligns them perfectly and blends the sharpest parts from each photo. This results in a final image where everything appears crisp and in focus from front to back. Understanding how aperture affects your focus stacking workflow helps you plan your shoot better. If you use a wide aperture, be prepared to take many more shots to cover the scene. If you go too small, diffraction might reduce your image quality. The goal is to find that sweet spot where your images are sharp, your depth of field is enough, and Photoshop can do its magic to create a stunning, fully focused picture.